Today, you may find the Obamacare website a bit easier to use, as the White House says, but still many insurance companies are saying the site remains deeply flawed, and those insurers and even some states are looking to work around the federal website. What does that mean? James Capretta, Senior Fellow, Ethics and Policy, Public Policy Center, and Dr. Sreedhar Potarazu, CEO of Vital Springs Technologies, or as we like to call him, Dr. P. Morning, gentlemen. Hope you had a great long weekend.
Morning.
Thank you for coming on today. James Capretta, to you first. If entire states are trying to get around the website, what does that mean?
Well, I think it means that this big rollout of December 1 was mostly about making it cosmetically better for the consumer, for those who are trying to enroll. But if you're not worried about accuracy and the back end really working well, it's easy to enroll people. I mean, the website is really supposed to be about signing people up for insurance and then making the right payment to the right insurance plan for the right family. And the system really can't do that yet. So they've done a lot of PR around, well, things are better for the consumer experience, but this is not a functioning website yet. It doesn't really do what it's supposed to do. And what they're doing is lots of workarounds. So they're going to make lump sum payments to the insurance plans at the beginning of the year instead of individual subsidy calculations that are accurate. And then they're saying they're going to, quote, true it up later. Well, you know, as these things go, I know from working in government, a lot of times that means taxpayers end up paying a lot of the bill for mistakes.
Part of the reason why we mentioned this story is because the state of Connecticut is trying to work around the website to get information directly from the consumer to the insurance company. Now, Dr. P, what issue do you see today?
There's going to be a big issue, Bill, because if the states start doing this, the ability to synchronize that enrollment to make sure that it's right, to get the right information to the insurance companies, and then make sure that the right subsidy is paid out, just as James said, is at the core of Obamacare actually working. And the fact that we are now 3 weeks away and the crux of that experience has not been flushed out is a major red flag. And so if you've got the insurance companies and the states where ultimately the decisions have to be made and the plans have to be issued are doing a workaround, how possibly is healthcare.gov working? Because system and capacity may sound like great buzzwords, but at the end of the day, if you're not getting the right people enrolled in the right plans that are choosing the right plans and the subsidies are being paid correctly, then Obamacare is not working.
All right, private sector efficiency, gentlemen. I mean, that's what we were told on Sunday morning. Now, to Mr. Capretta, you believe once you get past all of these hurdles at the moment, that you as a consumer will find what on the plans offered?
Well, that's one of the ironies of this is maybe once the website is working and consumers can see what's offered, things actually might get worse for the program. The insurance plans that are being offered through the exchanges have generally very high deductibles. The premiums, especially for people that are coming out of the individual insurance market, you mentioned over the weekend, 30 to 50% higher than they have been in the individual market for most people. And moreover, you're going to get narrow networks. That is, you're going to get a very limited list of physicians and hospitals that are covered by the insurance plan, much like Medicaid is today. It's a very narrow network.
So that,
if you go outside of that
limits your choice then, right, James?
Exactly. It limits your choice of physicians. And frankly, a lot of people aren't going to even realize their physician isn't covered because the website doesn't really reveal that.
That could lead to big issues when you go to the doctor's office. And we mentioned that with Stuart Varney a few moments ago. Dr. P, what do you see now into 2014 if these issues are not resolved in places like Connecticut and if other states follow?
You're going to see mass confusion, Bill, because people are going to end up, just as you said earlier in that example, not really knowing what plans and what exactly their plans are covering, and they're not going to know what their financial responsibility is. And that's a big concern because the government is taking the position right now, let's just punt, let's estimate what these subsidies are going to be and figure it out later on. Those subsidies have to go to the insurance companies. Where the insurance companies feel like they're not able to recoup the cost for having now taken on all of the people with pre-existing conditions, you're going to see a lot of repercussions where people are going to see more cancellations or less options available in the exchanges because insurance companies are just not going to participate. And so consumers are going to have their back to the wall. And so the fact that these back-end systems which again, not to be redundant, are really at the crux. It's like on Cyber Monday saying that you can go and shop around, but you can't consummate the transaction. Who would accept that?
So you
today
can
on Cyber
shop,
Monday?
but you can bring nothing home, and you really
Exactly.
can't pay for it either. Gentlemen, thank you to both of you, because we're now in December, we're trying to figure out, what's working and what's not. But it's clear that this is going to be something that will go deep into 2014. Dr. Potarazu, thank you. And James
Thank you.
Capretta, gentlemen, we will call on you both again very soon.